right. Well, the American sheeple have done it again.
Was that a sheep? Sam does a better sheep than that.
Let's hear it again. That's pretty good.
Well, we have a variety of sheep.
Wow, it's like a barbershop quartet of sheep. Hello, hello. This is one of these great stories, the ongoing Armstrong and Getty theme, and y'alls. All y'all, you've seen it, you've recognized it, you've responded to it. Holy cow, did we have a lot of people try to alert us at this story, and you can do that anytime. Go to ArmstrongandGettyRadio.com, click on the email link, and give us a heads up, send us a link, whatever, that's fine. We appreciate your eyes and ears. There's so much info flying around these days. But South Pasadena, California. The story is unbelievable. It's emblematic. It's symptomatic. It's automatic.
Gotcha.
Major intersection. Traffic light goes out Thursday morning. Fellow by the name of Alan Ehrlich took matters into his own hands. He was directing traffic at Fair Oaks and Huntington in South Pasadena. He said, I grabbed a bright orange shirt. I have a couple of orange safety flags in my gear, and I took it upon myself to help get motorists through the intersection faster. Traffic was blocked or backed up for more than a mile, and it took more than a half hour to get through the intersection, if you can imagine that. These are surface streets. Traffic is backed up for a mile. A nightmare. So he steps up with his flags. He says, another driver says it was kind of chaos. There were stop signs, but people were challenging each other, trying to get through the intersection. Ehrlich cleared up the mess in 10 minutes. Totally cleared it by directing traffic. After 15 minutes, South Pasadena police say they finally received a call about their newest traffic officer. And they didn't show up for the traffic light being out and the need for them, but when they heard somebody was directing traffic, they showed up and ticketed him and made him stop. They fined him.
Of course, because the lemonade might have something in it.
Right.
If you get my drift.
By the way, they never directed traffic themselves. They made him stop, fined him, well, ticketed him. The fine hasn't been paid, obviously, yet. And then left and let the chaos resume.
That is amazing.
If you dare step out of your pen, sheeple, you will be punished at the point of the government's gun, in effect, and told to get back in your pen no matter how bad it is. Isn't that amazing? Ehrlich says he still doesn't know if the fine's $50 or $400. He says, I don't care. It's a small price to pay for the greater good. South Pasadena Police Chief Joe Payne said he didn't have the manpower needed to staff officers at the intersection. Safer to allow traffic to back up. We have limited resources. We need to prioritize them. One of the major intersections out at rush hour in our city should... Oh, I'm sorry. We're on to a different person. Ehrlich, who directed traffic, said, listen, that is a priority. It's rush hour. It's one of the major intersections in the city. That is your priority.
I swear that they're doing this. It's part of the whole economy thing where they don't have enough funding. They want, when they can, to come up with situations to illustrate why they need more funding.
Right.
I swear they're doing it on purpose, whether it's the firefighters letting that guy drown or this. I think that they're doing this on purpose all the time.
Could be. Could be. I'm thinking it's at least partly the ongoing trend, and we've seen this for years and years, where how many times, whether it's you've got a gun and there's an intruder or whatever, the dispatcher, the cops will tell you, no, don't do anything. Just we'll be there eventually to take care of it. We've got a society based on don't do anything. We'll be there to take care of it, which is so against the American spirit. It's horrifying.
Not to make everything about 9/11 as I've done so far today, but that is part of what was going on with the hijacking. We had people on the plane, we had passengers, we had everybody trained to this will get taken care of by someone. Don't do anything.
Right.
And it wasn't until we realized that nobody is going to do anything that the passengers actually took care of the situation.
Right. Right.
Because we're just beaten down. Flight attendants are beaten down. Well, they were mostly dead and bleeding.
Yeah.
But we're beaten down to just, not get involved. No, right. Don't do anything. There are agencies set up to handle this. You just sit there.
Yeah. That's something.
That is amazing.
Guy steps in a crisis, fixes it, gets fined by the authorities and sent away, and then the authorities just will walk away and let the chaos reign again. Where does this faith in the government come from?
I don't know.
It's because we've been taught it since we were little kids. Don't do anything. You'll just make it worse. Let the authorities take care of you.
They know better.
Yeah, and it grows the government, makes them richer and more powerful, too, suckers. Sheep. Sheep! You're a bunch of sheep! Sheep! Quit being sheep! You need to be more like a dog!
You need to be more like a dog.
I love that.
I've got 2 fast food-related stories. One, a fat guy is suing White Castle because their booths aren't big enough for him to fit in. He says it's an ADA thing.
Oh, God. White Castle.
He weighs 290 pounds, a lot of it from eating at White Castle all the time. He's been complaining for a year to make their booths bigger because he can't fit in it, and so he's suing them.
Oh, my God.
That's that story. This one's more relevant to you.
He would have been laughed out of the country back in the golden age of America.
Actually, he would have been. He'd just been laughed at. Nobody even taken it seriously. Yeah, whatever. And this. 3 cities, including San Francisco. McDonald's is unveiling their new healthier Happy Meal today. See how this flies in New York, L.A., Washington, and San Francisco. That's actually 4 cities. McDonald's revamped Happy Meal, complete with a side of apple slices and smaller fries, will be rolled out today in San Francisco, part of the Hamburger Empire's campaign to position itself as a proponent of better eats. I think it's going to be very well received. Parents want all their kids having well-balanced meals, said somebody who owns a bunch of McDonald's franchises. If that were true, they wouldn't have been buying the other food in the first place. You see, it's not the only restaurant you can eat at. People were choosing that restaurant on purpose, knowing exactly what they served.
But thanks for telling people what to choose. I'm sure they're very grateful. Well, and enforcing it.
The rest of the country will have to wait until early next year. We anticipate the introduction of the new Happy Meal will add 100 million cups of produce annually to the diets of our young customers. So what you did was, I'm assuming, is you took the number of Happy Meals you were selling before, assuming, of course, we'll sell the same number in the future now that it's apples instead of delicious crap. And that's how many apples kids will now eat. That is hilarious.
Hey, let's take a quick call on that previous story about South Pasadena and the guy stepping in direct traffic. It's Mike the cop in Walnut Creek. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Love your show.
Thanks, buddy. What's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, the reason that the cops don't like to take the intersections over is if there's no cop at the intersection, the motorists have to follow the rules of the road. So any accident or anything that happens is the responsibility of the motorist. If a cop goes there, basically the city or the public entity is now taking all the liability for that intersection.
Liability.
Absolutely. They got to keep a cop there and staff that thing until the issue is resolved.
Mike, you don't mind if I sing, do you?
Not at all.
Goodbye, sweet America, goodbye. You were strong, you were an inspiration, and now we're making you die. Goodbye, sweet America, we're murdering you in the name of liability and diversity and being freaking sheep.
That's a rough draft, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, that's the live version. God dang it. Well, then they take on the liability.
Right.
We're doomed!
Right.
Doomed!